What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Alex Reviews, and sorry I haven't uploaded in a week. It has been a long and rough week for me. It's just stuff happened in real life, and, all that sort of stuff. So, last week on Cartoon Amino, no sponsor, but if you don't know what Cartoon Amino is, that is a app where, you go and talk about, well, cartoons. I think they also have stuff for anime and stuff, but this is mainly cartoons. And it's mostly for Cartoon Network related stuff like We Bare Bears, Steven Universe, Adventure Time, regular show, stuff like that. And really the only one I'm into out of those is We Bare Bears. But other than that, it's fine and it's fun. And they do talk about films also, including last week on Cartoon Amino, it was DreamWorks Week. And so I decided, hey, I'm going to review my favorite DreamWorks film, Madagascar. And I wasn't able to get the review out Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or Monday, because 4th of July. So, now, note, we are not talking about this piece of crap, Madagascar 2. I hate you. We're talking about the original Madagascar, which I do not have the DVD for. So, why is this my favorite film? Well, let's find out. So, Madagascar was released in 2005 by DreamWorks. This is kind of the DreamWorks kind of uprising, I would say. This film kind of turned everything around. It was directed by Eric Darnell, who, this is really, besides the Penguins of Madagascar, which is the 2014 film, which I have not seen yet. These are the only films he's directed, and he might have done other stuff, but those are the only ones he's directed. And Tom McGrath, I know he worked on Ren and Stimpy, he worked on Kablam, and then he also worked on all of these movies, and then he worked on Megamind, which I didn't really like. So, yeah, and really, this is the only one of the sequels. Even though I really like the series, it's really the only one that I love, and I don't know, this one feels a bit more, I don't know, let's just get into the review. It just feels a bit better. I get more enjoyment out of watching this one. Let's get into the review. Originality. The originality of this film, it's really just hey, I want to get out of the big city, and then I get stranded on a small island with some buddies. Yeah, no, 2 out of 5. They even address this in the film, and they, not necessarily rip off, but, feature other films. So, predictability. The only thing that this is not a 2 on, because we know everything's going to turn out good in the end, but the only thing I give this film, they did not end up back in New York. And this is one of the only really animated films I believe deserves a sequel. I'm not a huge hype on sequels. I don't think they're necessary. I think they're pointless most of the time. Honestly, even though we love Toy Story, the Toy Story sequels were completely useless, and they only gave money towards Pixar. But this film actually has an ongoing plot throughout every single film, whereas they need a sequel. Now, they should have ended at 3, but I hear that they're making 4, which I do not like. But, I do like that twist, because I thought they were going to end up back in New York at the end of the film, and then they were going to leave if there was a second one, they were going to leave again from New York. But I liked it. Alright, the moral of the story. Oh wait, I skipped. The characters. These characters are amazing. Ben Stiller is Alex the Lion. Chris Rock is Marty the Zebra. David Schwimmer is Melman, not Mervin, the Giraffe. And Jada Pinkett Smith as Gloria. Those are 4 of the best main characters that you could ever come up with. They all play off of each other so well. It is amazing. You also got Sacha Baron Cohen as King Julian, Cedric the Entertainer as Maurice, Andy Richter as Mort, and then you have the Penguins, who are some of my favorite characters ever. Like, I love their show on Nickelodeon. I haven't seen their film yet, but I'm pretty sure I would enjoy it. This is some of the best characters I've ever seen. They do have flaws, but that's what a character has. Not all characters are God. They can't all be perfect. 10 out of 10. Story and the plot, I didn't really find anything wrong with the story and the plot. It was just a little bit predictable. So, 8 out of 10. The moral of the story, the moral of this story is very well set up. It's very well instructed, and it isn't shoved down your throat, which I hate when that happens, because then it's like, hey, we're teaching this to little kids, so moral, now go out and do this. Yeah, that's not how you do it. You do it through a movie, and that is what this film did perfectly. Well, near perfectly. Because the moral isn't fully impacted. So, yeah, 9 out of 10. I think they did it a bit too little, but not. I would probably do it somewhat this way. The animation of the film, 10 out of 10. Even though it is a bit weird now that I look at it, and I necessarily did not like Alex's big mane. Other than that, nothing really bothered me, so 10 out of 10, I'm gonna give it that. Is it or will it be dated? Besides the couple pop songs it has in it, I don't see it being dated. Maybe, I think there might have been like one reference, but that was it, and it was a minor reference, like a pop culture reference or something. So, 4 out of 5, because I don't think it will be for the most part. The pacing of the film, besides this one scene that with them building sand buildings, like I'm watching Sand Castle in the Sand from that SpongeBob episode. I feel like I'm watching that episode in about 20 minutes, and it's like the film needed filler, and for Marty and Alex to have conflict, so they did it with sandcastles. I don't know. I thought the whole scene there was a bit weird, and I never liked it. I find a little bit more. I like it a little bit better now than I did back when I was a kid. But when I was a kid, I was like, "Can we skip past this scene and just go to the next one where something happens?" Because I felt like nothing was happening throughout the entire scene besides pointless stuff. Impact. Now, while I did say that the moral didn't fully impact, the film impacted me. Because when Alex and Marty turned on each other, I felt that. Because they played off of each other so well. Best friends are not like this. They do not go like this. They always have different opinions and different views on things. Alex thinks that New York City is perfect. Marty wants to get out into the big city and see the world. Perfect. That is what best friends do. They're not always the exact same way and the exact same opinion on every single thing. Some films do not understand that, while this film does, and I love it for it. And then when they turn on each other, it just makes it a little bit better. Or, not better, but it makes me feel a bit worse, so that's better, if that makes sense. 10 out of 10. Does it hit the target audience and beyond? Of course this film does. It's got 2 sequels already, and another one coming, I believe in 2018? Not quite sure on that. The relatability of the film, 10 out of 10 because, like I said, Alex, Marty, Melvin, and Gloria play off of each other so well that you can at least relate to one of them. And if you can't relate to one of the main characters, well, you got the 4 penguins, and then you got the monkeys. They're not really as into it this film as they are in 2, but they're kind of into it. And then you have King Julian, Maurice, Mort. You have all those characters. There's a ton of them you can choose from, and you can choose which one you like. The voice acting of the film. Now, like I said, I don't really care for Ben Stiller too much. I do love Chris Rock, so I knew I was going to like Marty immediately. David Schwimmer, I didn't actually know until this film, but he's kind of like a Woody Allen neurotic character. And he did fine for Melman. Melman was always the one I was kind of like, I didn't really care as much for Melman as I did for Marty, Gloria, and Alex. Mainly Alex, because I think Ben Stiller does a really good job here. And Jada Pinkett Smith, usually like her. So yeah, 10 out of 10 for the voice acting. And I always love I do not know how to pronounce his name. Sacha Baron Cohen. I think that's his name. Alright, So I love this film. I give it a 9 out of 10. If you have not seen it, definitely go and see it. And if you don't have it, like, just buy it. It's going to be somewhere. It's one of the most popular DreamWorks films. DreamWorks, I feel, is a dying company, however. I did not like films such as Shrek. And I do not know why Shrek's popular. Now, Shrek 2, hey, I'm all for Shrek 2. I love it. It's probably my second favorite DreamWorks film after Madagascar. But their sequels are just bad. In fact, the only sequels I feel like were any good were, let's see, Toy Story 2, not Madagascar 2, Shrek 2, which I thought was better than the first. And that's how you do a sequel. You make it better than the first. And maybe a couple other Pixar films that got sequels, not Cars. I'm trying to think of stuff off the head. I liked Monsters University, but it was completely useless. And I haven't seen Finding Dory. So, we'll see how these sequels play out, but I'm not a huge fan of them. Especially when they get 3 or 4, because you ruin the series. If it's a threequel, or whatever you want to call it, leave it as a threequel, or whatever I don't know what you call it. So, this film is a really good film. Definitely check it out. I'm hoping to review a bad film next, and, who knows, I might be able to get out, make another video right now and release it in a day or two. We're just gonna have to see how this goes. So, thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.